baby boomers. They're the largest generational cohort in America. They're overrepresented in the media, in politics, and in business, and they presided over some very significant historical changes. Today, I traveled around campus to ask my fellow students what they think about the baby boomer generation. Okay, so I'm asking people questions about other generations, especially the baby boomer generation, so they think. So, do you know what baby boomers are? Okay. What's your opinion on them?
I mean, like, my grandparents are chill.
Okay, but like generally, like in terms of like, if you look back, what was their impact? What do you think, positive or negative?
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of indifferent. Like, they've done some positive things, they've done some negative things, but I feel like every generation has done that.
Right. Now, I feel like if I were to ask a baby boomer and you were like, young people these days have ruined everything, would you say that's a fair characterization?
I would say, yeah, I'd agree with that statement.
You think young people are out here just killing everyone? You know,
No, I think
well, not in that
boomers
sense
have said
entirely,
that.
but
Oh, you think that they've characterized?
I don't think we've ruined the generation, everything, but like, I feel like they think so.
Sure, we haven't had time to ruin the world yet. You know,
No.
they've had such a head start. I'm doing interviews. I'm doing like a survey about like people's attitudes towards like other generations and stuff. What do you think about baby boomers?
What year is that?
So they were like born between 1945.
Is that like our parents?
Sort of our grandparents. 45 to 65 is when they were born.
I don't know. I don't really have a problem with them.
Yeah, I feel like they get a lot of like negative hate. You know?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
justified?
No, I don't think so. I think everyone just grew up in different generations. You know, like we all went through different stuff.
Yeah. What about when they crashed the housing market? Was that their fault?
No. I don't really know much about that. I'm an accounting major.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Sorry, don't know any answers.
It's all right.
Okay.
We appreciate it. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
bye.
Bye.
Would you guys consider yourselves millennials?
No.
Okay.
Do you know what generation you are?
Gen Z.
That's right. Ding dong.
What do you think they're going to call the next generation?
oh, it's already out. It's Gen Alpha.
That's right. Man, these two are on top of things. I like it. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Hi there. I'm doing focus polling around campus, asking people questions about like other generations and stuff. What do you think about baby boomers?
I have no idea.
You have generally positive or negative, mixed feelings. What do you think?
I don't know. I work at a grocery store, so I get some interesting folks from that
Yeah.
generation, but
Sure.
I'll say positive.
Positive. Okay, I like that. You like their music and stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You know, there's a mountain of trash in the Pacific Ocean that wasn't there 60 years ago. Do you think that's the fault of the generation that put us on single-use plastics?
Maybe partially.
Okay. Well, enjoy your food.
Thank you.
We're asking people questions about like other generations, what they think about them, what they think about their own generation, that sort of thing. Do you all know what baby boomers are?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, well, I mean, I work in like the service industry, so
Right.
I see the worst.
The
of it.
Karens. Yeah. You
Yeah.
think those are mostly boomers?
Probably.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
It's a different generation.
Yeah,
Sure,
I
yeah,
think
just
they
different.
were exposed to different things growing up.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very charitable way of looking at it.
What was the biggest Karen moment you experienced?
Well, I work at Chicken Salad Chick off campus,
Okay.
and I gave a lady too many crackers for her chicken salad, and she called and got
God
really
forbid.
upset with us that I gave her too many, and that was probably the biggest one. It wasn't awful.
Too many crackers in this economy? How will the supply chain survive? Well, I really appreciate that. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share?
I have no thoughts.
Your thoughts? Head empty. Yes. Well, that's us. We're Zoomers. That's how we do. Want me to answer some questions for our YouTube thing?
Currently in a Zoom class.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, enjoy your class. All right. Any thoughts on the Zoomer generation before I go? Do you think there's a bright future ahead for us, or are we kind of screwed?
I would say bright future.
I would say bright future too.
I like that. Very positive thinking. All right. Well, thank you for your time, ladies.
Thank you for your service.
You rolling?
Oh, I'm rolling.
All right. Hold on. We got to do an equipment check. We think we're connected? We're good?
Zoomers are always connected.
As we are. Let's continue. You getting this?
Oh, I'm getting this.
Lots of that. They're filing up to talk about abortion.
Mhm.
But we're not here for that. We're here to talk about a different kind of baby. There's just so many people. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Is she part of this?
She's on the other side of the bar, so I'm assuming.
We're asking people questions. See if we can, like...
The man over there in the red hat, you can go talk to him.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I'm conducting little surveys around campus about people's opinions on different things. Doing this for YouTube. Are you down to be in this?
Sure. I may have to step away though.
Sure. Yeah, it's quite noisy. I understand that. Okay, so I'm going around asking people what they think actually about different generations, especially the baby boomer generation. Would you consider yourself a member of that generation?
I think I am, yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think about baby boomers? Do you think your cohort is doing a good job of taking care of things? It could be better. What do you think?
Well, I think that if you compare us to the generation before us, nobody compares to them.
Right, because they fought in World War II, right?
They sure did. They fought in World War II. They did very heroic things.
And they had a bunch of babies, right?
And they did have a bunch of babies.
Yeah, that's the boom.
Babies like you.
That's right.
In a good way.
Once. Yeah. So
when I compare ourselves to them, I kind of have to sometimes feel like maybe we didn't measure quite up.
Basically doing a little polling.
Okay, can I ask, are you pro or for?
Oh no, we're talking about baby boomers.
Oh, even better.
Okay, what do y'all think about that?
About baby boomers?
Yeah, what do you think about baby boomers?
I mean, they don't need to be.
They bring politics into everything.
They do bring politics into everything.
Sure.
But I think that they did teach us a lot of things. They taught us about what's important. They taught us to work hard. They taught us that nothing's guaranteed. And they taught us to be thankful for what we had.
Sure. So we're here in front of this abortion stand. You know, they were the ones who nationally legalized abortion.
Well, it's a different group. They're like very different two sides of baby boomers. It depends on what group you're talking about. If you're talking about the more liberal side, yeah, like they legalized it, but also they let states decide where it's illegal here.
Right. You know, before baby boomers, it was generally considered like, you know, not such a morally great thing, but we put up with it because of extenuating circumstances we can't control, right? But then after that, there was kind of this second wave feminism movement, right? Kind of say like, well, actually, abortion's an empowering thing, and it's a good thing. What do y'all think about that?
I'm gonna let her go.
Were they right
I like
to do that to
space
baby boomers?
I wouldn't say that abortion in itself is empowering. I think the choice to get one is what they considered empowering.
Right. Empowering for the woman.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like if you've been raped or like you're not financially stable enough to have a kid, that you should be able to have an abortion at least until the third trimester. Once we start trimester, you've had your choice. Unless it's physically going to hurt the mom, then yeah, that makes sense.
Sure. What if the mom's a baby boomer?
What about the baby boomer? It don't matter if she's a baby boomer or not.
Okay. I mean, the housing market when the baby boomers were entering it was great, right?
Yeah, well,
people were getting good paying jobs and stuff.
So my plan is to be thankful to live in this great country, to be thankful for what I have, and to be thankful that I have all of you here. And that's just the way I look at things because my parents taught me that way.
Well, I really appreciate that positive outlook. Thank you for your time, sir.